Good afternoon, everybody. I think I'm going to attempt to carve my watermelon today, but I wanted to show you what I got in the mail too. This is from Alicia Goforth, one of my subscribers. She sent a really beautiful thank you card. I think that's just awfully pretty. She's one of the persons that I sent walking onions to. She says, "To Linda, you are greatly loved and appreciated. Congratulations on your YouTube channel growing more every day. Keep up the great work. Just keep being yourself and keep shining bright. Ignore the few trolls and jealous, mean people who might leave negative comments. Your YouTube family truly loves you." And then she says, "P.S. Thank you for shipping the walking onions to me. Love, Alicia Goforth from North Carolina." Well, I appreciate that. And she even sent me a few dollars to cover the postage for the onions. And I appreciate that. She didn't have to send that, but I appreciate the card and the thank you. I thought that was really sweet. And I'm going to put it right here on my freezer door, here with all the other cards that I usually put on here. I'll have to move a few over, but that's fine. Put hers right up here too. I'll turn this around so you can see. See, it's right up here on the board with all the rest of them. It's right here. I can't get this camera around. There you go. So her card right here with all the kitty cats, the kittens. There's 5 kittens in a bucket. One said thanks, one says thank you, thanks a lot, thank you. Seriously, thank you. Oh, seriously, thank you. So I appreciate the card, Alicia. Now I'm going to do my best to carve this watermelon. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but we're going to give it a try. Get this camera situated straight. But as you know, I've already wiped it off with a wet paper towel. And I'm going to, you always have to even the bottom of it up. So I try to cut a real thin, straight piece across the bottom. Sometimes I don't get it straight, and it sits sideways anyway. And I did cut part of the flesh because, you know, it was not that thick in the bottom. But that's what you got to do. You got to get it to where it'll sit flat. So as you're carving it, it's not going to tip over which way or the other. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do this. I don't want it to come to a point. I kind of want it to come around, shaped around, I think. So I'm just going to start cutting, shaping it kind of rounded at the top. I may not get it perfect. but it'll be as good as I can get it. And you know what? No wonder it's going sideways. My point on my knife is not straight. So it's causing me to go crossways with it. And I don't proclaim to be a professional watermelon cutter, so, or a professional watermelon artist, so I'm just going to do the best I can and hope for the best. And it is going to be cut down a little bit at the top because I don't want all of it to go quite that high up. So I may even cut more of it off. Yeah, I should have come down here. Oh. This is one of those times when I'm doing an art project that I'm going to go through trial and error with. Because this particular design I have never done before. Now I've got to get my larger knife so I can go all the way through it to get the top off. Oh, that is a pretty watermelon. Now, I think that's about as even as my top is going to get. I really need my camera. Well, I need to be on this side, I guess, so you can see what I'm doing. But then the light is not in my favor either. I don't know really where to put the camera to get the light in the good favor. Let's see if I can put it over here somewhere. I'm sorry, y'all. I got right in front of the camera. I don't want to block my... There, I think you'll be able to see it better like this. Might see better what I'm doing here anyway. And like I said, it may not be perfect, it may not turn out perfect. I've not tried this design before. It's just one I'm kind of winging. The only pre-thing I did other than start to cut was I did measure the circumference of my watermelon, and then I tried to divide it up into equal measurements for the widths between my pieces here of where I wanted to cut, so it would come out equal and I wouldn't have one little tiny sliver and then a wide one. So I did do that. And I made a mark right down here at the biggest part of the watermelon where that mark was. I just hope it turns out okay. Like I said, I've not done this one before, so I've not seen it before either, so it's just something I had in my head, and I thought that it would look good, so I'm going to try it and see what happens. We're going to try it and see what happens. And see, like this, I wanted it rounded. I don't want it to come up to a point there. Get my scrap thing over here. I think this kind of art is really intriguing to me anyway. I mean, I love to do stuff like this with food. Let's see. Cutting it down in there to get the watermelon. I gotta taste the watermelon, y'all. It looks so good. That is a good watermelon. It'd be even better if I'd had it chilled, but I didn't have it in the refrigerator. I didn't have room in the refrigerator for it. I go right down to the marks. And like I said, I may not get it 100% level, even all the way around, but I'm going to get it as close as I can. For those of you that saw my watermelon carvings last year, that the watermelons that came out of my garden, the big one I made a sailboat out of, and the smaller one I made a fruit basket out of. Or it was kind of like a baby carriage basket. And then I think I did make another one that was just a little round fruit bowl. But they're all on my website, so you can go back to some older videos from last summer, and you'll be able to find it. You'll find both of them. So see, I don't have it completely. I mean, it's not to the 1/8 of an inch, but it's as close as I can get it. And I'm not going to start taking the watermelon out of it yet, because I got to cut down the sides of it. I'm cutting a design in it. if my knife would cooperate. Yeah, and I got to hold the top of it because I got to try to hold it still. Not real sure how to get this out. But I hope this will kind of maybe encourage a few of you to do some watermelon designs or something. Now, this is really not the knife. This is the one I wanted. If I could straighten this point out on it. I'm not sure I'll be able to do that. It looks like I might have used the point as a... There, that straightened it out a little bit more. I might be able to use it a little bit better. When you see a video of mine, there's no telling what you're going to see in it. From straightening knives out to sharpening them to who knows. Trying to cut it at an angle so I can get that piece out. Hoping you can see it, and it's sliding over so you can't. I keep gradually sliding it over away from the camera. But see, this has got to go a little bit further open, I think. cut it at an angle toward the center of what you're cutting. And it makes it a little bit easier to get that slice out. Hopefully. I have to eat a little bit as I go. And see, I'm not getting it perfect. It's not, you know, the measurements and the way I'm cutting it is not coming out perfect. But it's coming out close enough. I got 2 more to cut. This is so if you have a party or some kind of gathering where you'll serve watermelon, this is a great way to serve it. Make its own little decorative fruit bowl out of the watermelon, and then serve your watermelon in it. That's good. And like I said, each one is not perfect. They're not even exactly the same shape. One might be a little thinner than the other, but that's okay. Perfectly acceptable. And I'm just using little paring knives to do this. I've got a set of knives that are made especially to do this kind of stuff, but most of the time I don't use them because I find I can do it with a smaller, one of these other paring knives just as well. Now all I'm going to do is cut some grooves in it. like I said, they're not all perfectly shaped, but it's all right. You get the idea of what I'm doing. I don't want to take the time to measure everything. It's not the best in the world, but it's okay. It gets me when I try to go back this other way. I usually don't get it cut right going the opposite direction. I hope I'm not boring anybody. And when you come across nature, you know, leaves, weeds, anything growing, they're not going to be symmetrical. They're not going to be exact. And this is not going to be exact either. Yeah, I think our rain is over with for a few days. I think the next maybe 4 or 5 days we're not supposed to get any rain. Right now I'm just trying to cut through the green part. I'm trying not to cut through the red part as much as possible. But you can't help but it. one more to go. Dropped a piece on the floor. I didn't want to step on it. There, you get the idea. And now to get the watermelon out, usually I get a spoon. Can make take a spoon, yeah. I can't even talk, y'all. If you have a melon baller, that would work. Or a spoon, either one. I always say I'm going to buy one of those melon ballers, and I never do. I end up just using a spoon. Because most of them are not going to come out round anyway. Did you know watermelon is the one thing that anybody can eat and never worry about gaining weight? Watermelon is all water, basically. My grandmother was trying to lose weight one time, one that lived in New York. And the doctor told her, he said, well, eat all the watermelon you want. She said, well, I love watermelon, but I can't live on watermelon. Said that was the one fruit that you could eat if you get hungry and eat all you want of it and not gain an ounce except water weight that's in your stomach. I guess he told her that, like if she got hungry between her diet meals, that she could eat all the watermelon she wanted and not have to worry about gaining any weight. Now, when I go around and get to the sides, I'm going to leave as much as the flesh of that red inside that cutout hole as possible. That way the liquid doesn't come out. The ideal thing would have been just to cut into the green and the white and not into the red, but, hey, I didn't do that, so. The red makes it a prettier, design too, so. You can do either way. Just cut through the red and the white part of the rind and not cut into the red. And that's one good reason it's good to use a melon baller to scoop out your insides of your watermelon to hopefully prevent from going through the sides. You don't want to go through the sides of your watermelon or where you cut out the design. There's quite a bit of watermelon in here. I don't even have half of it out yet. See, I already cut through this part, and I didn't intend to. So I'm liable to stuff something in there. Yeah, I cut through that side and I didn't realize I did it. And this little spoon is not cutting it anymore. I think probably my sailboat and my baby carriage and my little basket turned out better than this, but this gives you an idea of what you can do when you're in a real, like in a hurry to get something done and you're trying to film it and you're not experienced in doing this, which I'm not this one anyway. This is the first time I've tried to do this particular design. So I think it's turned out okay. Try my best not to go through on this other side. Because you can always take another piece of your watermelon, if you cut like a hole through there like that, and put it on the inside for when you put your watermelon back in. You can put that in there like that, and it'll close that up. And if you have to, you can put a toothpick in it. And you don't want to go through the bottom of it either. Ooh, I got to take it over here and drain some of this juice out. Drain it out of my watermelon and off of my pan too. Because these things have a lot of water in them. But yeah, there's only one place that I really messed up, and that was right here. But I can put a toothpick in that, I hope. Let me get one over here. Just like that. And more than likely, when you fill it back up with your watermelon, you're going to have it sitting on a fancy platform or have it sitting on a bowl of ice or something like that, which I don't have out here right now. But you can get the idea. You can have a big decorative bowl under it and have that bowl full of ice. It would have been prettier if I could have made little balls with this, but you get the idea. It'll eat just as good like this as it will the other way if I'd had a melon baller. It might have looked a little bit better, or it might not have, because I might not have been able to get it done in little balls myself. Got juice running down the counter here. Now, usually with this, you can serve just your watermelon in it. Or you can put mixed fruit. You can mix your watermelon with grapes, pineapple, bananas, any kind of other fruit you want to mix in there to make like a fruit salad. And that will be your fruit salad bowl. But it's perfectly fine just to serve your watermelon. You don't have to get every kind of other fruit in there just to serve it. You can just use watermelon. And we don't even need the lid. That's what that was, the lid. The top of the watermelon, or the bottom. That's all going to go out to the compost. But yeah, if I was going to serve this at a party, a dinner party or some kind of gathering, I would get some kind of a big serving platter, or a deep or dish that kind of has a well in it that you could put this in it and then also put ice around it. The good thing about using a melon baller, you could use toothpicks to get the watermelon out. Or you don't even have to. Yeah, I'm just getting my hands in it. But you can fill it up like that, or not even have it that full. And as people, eat the watermelon out of it, you can have toothpicks to the side. Let me get my hands mixed off just a second. want it to have a good presentation. I don't want it all messy around here. But what do y'all think of that? What do you think about my watermelon serving bowl? And like I said, it's not perfect. I wasn't sure on the pattern that I wanted to use. And this is just what I came up with out of my head. And it's not cut perfectly even all the way around in every spot. But hey, you don't have to be perfect, do you? I think it looks good enough. And like I said, have it sitting in a big, maybe a bowl that deep, full of ice, and have your watermelon sitting there. Have you a toothpick holder or something on the side, and they can just, but you know, there's all kind of toothpicks, little decorative toothpicks, whatever. And they can just do this number when they walk by and want a piece of watermelon. There you go. It's just that easy. Just that easy, y'all. And y'all could probably do a better job than me in even carving it. But like I said, I really didn't have a design in mind. I was just kind of winging it. It's good. But there you go. And you got more watermelon here to refill your watermelon basket. And if you mix other fruit in it, like grapes, bananas, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, any of that type of thing, pineapple, any kind of fruit you can mix in with it, and you're just going to triple the quantity of fruit that you have to replace it. So it's a great thing to put on a serving table for a buffet, any kind of a food gathering, a party, anything like that. But, you know, I hope I gave you some ideas right there. I think that's a neat thing to do. And, you know, when I cut it, I started cutting it too deep. I should have cut it to where just the yellow showed, the white inside. And I should not have cut it all the way through to the red, but I did. And it survived. It'll work. But you know, you can go crazy with yours if you want to cut it. You can cut it any way you want. But there you go. There's my my carved watermelon fruit bowl. I hope y'all enjoyed watching me do this. And yeah, I'll put it in containers to store it. I'll take all of my watermelon rind and probably put it in the compost. I was gonna try to make watermelon rind preserves, but since I cut it up like this, I'm not gonna fool with that. I might get another one down the road and make watermelon preserves with it or something. We'll see. But there you go, y'all. I hope that gave you some ideas about doing fruit bowls for your watermelon to serve it in. It's just a neat, different thing to do. And it's a throwaway bowl. So there you go. I think it turned out pretty good. It looks kind of neat. And like I said, you don't have to be perfect. It does not have to be perfect. But anyway, there's my fruit bowl. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye now. Love y'all.